I truly want to give a shout out to my man, Tay with Smack Life TV for this interview. He definitely. Alright, well, you know, I'm SP. You know, Shaun P is what they say, you know, but they call me SP. Got a lot of things that I've been through to get here. You know, this is definitely something I didn't expect myself to be, but I'm going with it. You know, chefing. It's been my thing lately. You know, cooking for people has been what's been a blessing for me as well as for others, but something I know is gonna take me to another place. I did a lot to get here. You know what I mean? A lot of people probably was disappointed. You know, a lot of unexpected things happen. You know, for people to see it in their own eyes, but for me, it was a vision. It was a dream that I knew I was gonna, go in at some point in life. I worked in jail for 12 years, Upper Marlboro, PG County. I went in at 18, you know what I'm saying? Went at a young age, right out of high school for real, and kind of grew in it, you know. Up until about 30 is when I decided to quit, you know what I mean, and take faith on myself, you know, jump out there and literally, like, just take a chance, you know. And I realized it was an ocean that I jumped in, mind you. I knew how to swim, but not in no ocean, you know what I'm saying? I was swimming in a lake, you know, working in the jail 9 to 5. You know, that alone was a comfortability that I got real used to, that didn't do much for me in the form of happiness. Like, I made the money, but I realized money ain't everything. You know, all money ain't good money. I should say it like that. All money ain't good money. So you figure, you know, the money was what kept me there. You know, mind you, I'm working 8, 16 hours, you know, stuff like that. And shift work, you know, day shift, midnights, you know, outside of the job description itself, you know, taking on everything else and what I was doing. I was just flowing with it, you know. I lost my best friend, 2016, who real did to me, you know what I'm saying? That was a brother that showed me a lot, taught me a lot, you know. A lot of reasons I'm doing this is for him, you know what I mean? It's something we discussed a long time ago in business-wise, that we was gonna have our own of everything. I didn't know I was gonna be doing cooking and food, you know. I had started several other businesses and stuff. And reference to, you know, the economy-wise, you know, my whole idea is to basically build our own economy for our own people. You know, I mean, that's something we've been having to deal with for so long. You know, what we've been used to, and I feel like we more as the gem of what I say. The black people are the gems of the earth. You know, we are fully talented and gifted in a lot of ways. A lot of us got to tap in and find out what those things are. For me, I think it was just the love of serving people, you know, just networking and talking to people. That I don't mind having conversations with anybody. Working at jail taught me a lot on people in itself, dealing with certain kind of people in all different forms. I saw a lot, you know, learned a lot. And then when I realized my time had come at the jail, you know what I'm saying, for me to go ahead and enroll, I rolled out in 2018. I honestly didn't know what I was gonna be doing. I kept, you know, telling myself, man, I can't do this no more. So I realized that if anything, you know, I would do something I know was in a lucrative form of business, which easy to start was cleaning. You know, I started a cleaning business, Clean Source LLC. Was my first business and first leap of faith on myself, jumping into the ocean. Treading off the brake, you know, a blessing from above, you know, a friend of mine sent me an opportunity that gave me my first contract with the cleaning company. You know, a lot of things came from that. I learned a lot, you know, went through a lot with that in a short period of time I did. I began other things too. And from that point when I had gotten hit the slums, like I had a moment where we weren't, you know, me and the company at the time, you know, we had kind of parted our ways mutually. And in the sense of that, I was kind of left without, you know, to be honest with you. I want to say, I think that's when I really dug deep in myself to figure out what I was going to do. I didn't know the food was going to kick off the way it did. I just so happened one night decided to make dinner for myself, you know what I'm saying? I had taste for crab legs and shrimp. And it's not common I do a lot of cooking for myself, to be honest with you. I always like to cook for other people. And I've never been in the kitchen, never hung in the kitchen. I never stood over nobody in the kitchen. I never went to culinary school. None of that. It's just a skill that I guess you could say I picked up that I decided to run with, and it's winning. I literally posted my meal on Facebook one day, and a buddy of mine, you know, messaged me and was like, let me get that. And I was like, get what? And he was like, man, let me get that meal. And I'm like, man, that's my dinner. So it went from there. You know, I called him. He was like, nah, I'm serious. So I made the meal. Shout out to Street Dreams. That's my man right there, Ryan. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely been in my corner from the beginning we met. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need any kind of work done to the cars, man. I'm managing Cowboy Heights. And his partner, Jason. You know what I mean? Two big brothers to me, you know what I mean? So he reached out and decided to get the meal. I delivered it to him. That was how I started delivery. The meal was crab legs, shrimp scampi, 2 sides, and a garlic toast. You know, I called it SP Seafood Delight. And he enjoyed every bit of it. His whole family. It was a meal big enough to fill 3. You know what I mean? To literally feed 3 people. And he fed his wife and son. And they enjoyed the meal completely to the point where, you know, I decided to take on more meals. More friends that, you know, from other places jumped out there and supported me and really started everything. Once I got it going, I want to say the first day I had put out for orders, I had gotten 5 orders right off the first 2 hours that I posted it, which was a blessing because I didn't know people was really into seafood that heavy. From that point, it just grew. It went from 5 to 9 to 9 to 17, you know, and from that point I was serving that meal for a good several months. I started this in the pandemic. I started in February, March. That just let me know that, you know, no matter the situation and circumstances, you can really make things happen in your own if you wanted to. And from that point, I took off. You know, my good boy that came in with me a long time ago, a little while ago, you know, after my best friend passed, he kind of, you know, filled in the gap. Been right there with me from day one, from the beginning of my businesses. My man, shout out to Dre. You know, he's a solid dude, and from that point, he partnered with me in cooking, where we created a whole menu, and still growing. Like, it's more things to come. It's more things I'm trying to do. I'm in my spot right now, it's considered the SP Lounge, you know. So now I'm trying to start some things from the ground up, you know. And hopefully just get the support of my own people. Because to be honest with you, we can support ourselves and unite. It's nothing they can do with us. You know what I mean? I feel like at the end of the day, we our own people, you know, and we come from so many different places with so many different skills and talents that if we were to come out of the world today that has taken us in, the rap industry, the entertainment, all of that, and just did our own, they would be without. You know what I mean? We would really conquer majority of everything, and I think that's the fear of it all, is that how powerful we truly can be if we just come together. I feel like with the food, I'm able to do that by feeding everybody I can. The food don't change, you know. I just continue to keep adding new things. I'm looking to do a lot of things from this in reference to growth. I want to take this to another level to where it becomes a franchise restaurant, only amongst our own people, you know, giving jobs for those who need and supplying jobs for those who definitely want to go into this type of field. I literally had just came across an idea of when I franchised it to create this fund that I'm also trying to create a school for the young. It's called Life Academy, and it's learning in full effect. I feel like that's something that we need for our own, because the academics out here, everybody wants to move from place to place to try to get the best academics, but we all have our own that we can teach ourselves. You know, this would be a school that would allow the kids to chase their dreams, to allow them to expand their imagination into what they want to do, so that they can do what they want to do when they come out into this world. You know, there's a lot of opportunities out here that I'm looking to take for it to work. The food is one thing. Starting this small little lounge that I've created for our own people to come to, someplace that's still chill, good food, good vibes. This is just the beginning of a great thing that I'm looking to do for not just myself, for other people. And also just to give back. You know, that's the biggest thing. You know, to change it's gotta come from somewhere that you know that needs to change. Like, for instance, for me, I moved from Chicago here at a young age and grew up in the county. I've seen it change over time and generations. And I feel like my age and my crowd, we the last of the Mohegans to do any kind of change in the young youth that's out here now. I really feel like if we were to be more involved, they wouldn't be so curious to find it somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like, that's the reason why we have a lot of chaotic young, teenagers these days. We got a lot of youth raising children. They're still growing themselves. So you figure people in my generation, those that's in the 80s babies, we gotta tighten up and make a difference, because if we want change, we gotta change it now. If it don't change now, it's just gonna get worse. And like I say, I'm doing it from a perspective of being in the mix of everything. Like, I've seen the social life, the club life, from the law side to the street life, even in the church life. You know what I mean? My family comes from a church household. I come from a church household, so my mindset is on, just growing with each other, going as far as we can to build something that they can't take and do nothing with. So, if anything, I truly want to give a shout out to my man Tay with Smack Life TV for this interview. He definitely came through. Definitely a stand-up dude. One person I just recently met, also my neighbor, and been solid from the very beginning. He definitely is bringing light to my whole story, and I appreciate that. And I look to see a lot of y'all soon. I appreciate you. Yeah, you can follow me at on Instagram _Shaun.P_ or SPS Cuisine. It's 2 different pages, you know what I'm saying? So you can see what I'm doing, the food and all, you know what I'm saying? I got Facebook too, Shaun Prince Dubai Show, as well as SPS Cuisine. SP's Cuisine is also on Facebook. Just click and follow and just see where I'm going, see where I'm taking.
How they get your menu?
So normally I post everything on Instagram right now. The hot new food that I'm bringing out the week. I put a menu up for every week that you can just run off of for the week. You place your orders through the DM. You hit me in the DM, or it give you further information from that point. And honestly, that's been my way for right now. But until then, like, it's gonna get to a point where I'm gonna supply a number that you can call and you can order that way. But if you are interested, just hit me up in the DM, message me, you know what I'm saying? We can make it happen. I even got delivery service. So you just let me know, we can orchestrate. Appreciate it.